So we're here today with Ryan Plummer from Brook University in Canada and a research fellow here at the Stockholm Resilience Centre. Your colleague, Julia Baird from Brook University as well, and Derek Armitage from the University of Waterloo. You're doing a Swedish-Canadian project on ways to improve the stewardship of natural resources. Starting with you, Ryan, tell us more about this project.
Sure. So in this project, we're interested in trying to understand how adaptive co-management nurtures resilience in social ecological systems. And we do that designing a diagnostic framework, and we come at it from that approach. So we start by looking for actors, activities, and processes. We undertake assessments of collaboration and learning, and then we try to draw connections to outcomes.
And this is not a, Julia, this is not a desktop study. You're actually doing this in specific areas in Canada and Sweden. Tell us more about where you're doing these studies.
Sure. So yeah, we have 4 biosphere reserves that we are doing this work in, 2 in Sweden and 2 in Canada. And the Biosphere Reserve context is a really great one to do this kind of work because they are a designation provided by UNESCO that acknowledges natural resource governance by diverse stakeholders on an ongoing basis. And so it really speaks to that collaboration and learning that we're interested in focusing on.
And Derek, you're focusing a lot on collaboration and learning. Why? Why are these concepts so important?
Sure. Well, I think there's really 2 main reasons. The first is that when we're thinking about conserving natural resources and stewardship, ultimately it's about people. And if we're thinking about people, we're thinking about social relationships, and that takes us into the realm of collaboration. How do we connect people through time and space, and also how do people learn through change? A lot of these biosphere reserves are experiencing some pretty significant changes. So that's one. The second thing is that if we're interested in what drives outcomes, then we need to measure that. And so increasingly we're becoming more effective at measuring collaboration, measuring learning, making connections between those 2 processes and what that means for on-the-ground results.
And indeed, talk about results. What are the results so far?
Sure. So far, trying to capture that connection between processes and outcomes is really tough with adaptive co-management. And so far, we've been able to do that. So we've actually shown that adaptive co-management has led to positive both results and effects from this research. I think one of the other really key insights is that better processes, so things like transparency, trust building, and things like constructive debate, so collaborative qualities, as well as better learning leads to more outcomes, and that's really an important insight.
What's next for this project? This is a 4-year project, and you're somewhere through this. What's next?
Yeah, so I think that in terms of this specific project, there's been a wide range of studies that we've undertaken under the umbrella of the project. And so what we're doing right now is trying to draw the key insights across all of those different studies and identify what that means both for scholarship in adaptive co-management and also in terms of practice on the ground, especially for these biosphere reserves. In terms of what's happening next with our research, we hope to take this approach that we've developed and apply it in many different contexts. We think that it isn't specific to adaptive co-management. Collaboration and learning happens in a lot of different places in relation to stewardship of natural resources, and so we think it's something that can be useful in a lot of places and have a big impact not only on scholarship but again also on the ground practices.